Alright, let's look at this. So, California is introducing the first in nation slavery reparations package. Oh, California's a crap hole, man. I don't even know why they let these people talk. From left, State Senator Stephen Bedford, which is the big bald dude with the striped tie. Then you got Secretary of State Shirley Weber. What is that she's wearing? And then you got Task Force member Lisa Holder and Assembly member Reggie Jones Sawyer. So let's see what they actually did for us as black folks. Well, black folks in California. I don't live in California. I live in Texas. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So California state lawmakers introduced a slate of reparations bills. Okay. A proposal to restore property taken by race-based cases of eminent domain and potentially unconstitutional measure to provide state funding for specific groups. So that to me just sounds like they're going to give you. Remember Bruce's Beach? Bruce's Beach in California? Yeah, they're going to do the same thing where they're going to be like, oh, we gave the beach back to the family. But then the family's going to sell the beach right back to the city because they don't have the money to maintain that. I mean, how are you going to give people property that they can't afford to even maintain and hold on to? Makes no sense. The package marks a first in the nation effort to give restitution to black Americans who have been harmed by centuries of racist policies and practices. They should really read The Color of Law. Like, all this stuff is explained. We need to hit the economics first. If we're not doing economics, then we're just playing. 111 pages of recommendations issued last year by a task force. A task force. Oh, California is only a state to try to turn any of these ideas into law. No one gives a crap about Colorado, New York, or Mass. So here we go. The 14 measures. This is what really threw me off. It says, so let me get my little marker. Introduced by Legislative Black Caucus. Okay. Education, civil rights, and criminal justice. Education, civil rights, and criminal justice. Those are the number one problems facing the black community in California. Is that we ain't smart enough, we ain't being treated like everyone else over there, and you know what? There's just so many of us in jail. Instead of addressing the underlying issue of this report, just demographically poor. Sorry, we don't got the money. If you got the money, you don't go to jail. Technically, not even technically. You just got a higher chance of not going to jail. But if you're black, you still got a high chance of going to jail. I mean, just statistically. So this is what's dumb, including reviving a years-old effort to restrict stupid marker. Still marking on my marker. Reviving a years-old effort to restrict solitary confinement. How many brothers out here is really being affected by solitary confinement that aren't in the penitentiary? I'm not in solitary confinement. I'm alone. Ain't nobody here. Ain't solitary confinement. Not included is any type of financial compensation. Right there. Not included. Like, significant. If you gotta say that it's not included. The polarizing proposal that has received a cool response. A cool response. What does a cool response look like? Set out to confront more than a century of discrimination. Ambitions have faded and frustration is mounting in their own ranks. Oh God, I don't even have time to go into that article. Stupid Democrats, stupid Republicans. Rusty Ratchet, man. Goes one way so they can block it up going the other way. Oh, man. While many only associate direct cash payments with reparations, the true meaning of the word to repair involves much more. Did they say that to the Jewish people after the Holocaust? Did they say it to the Japanese after the internment camps? No, I don't think they did. Did they say that to Israel? Ukraine? Did they say that, we need a comprehensive approach instead of just throwing money at the problem? Because to me, it just looks like they throwing money at everyone else's problem. Just looking at Chicago, when they spend $1 billion on illegal migrants, but they won't spend $1 billion on, repairing the economy for black folks in Chicago. I mean, you ain't got no programs out there to help you keep the kids like busy, because like they say, an idle mind is the devil's playground, and it seems like they got a lot of idle minds fighting over blocks that they don't own. The economics, man, you got to do the economics. I ain't even an economics major. I just know that you follow the money. Every movie, what do? You follow the money. And when you follow the money, usually the problem gets resolved. And so, for black folks, follow the money. Where is our money going? Or where is our money being siphoned from? It's not just our culture. Because it isn't our culture. There's a ton of black folks doing the right thing. You go to school, you don't have kids for wedlock. I mean, yeah, statistically, yeah, it's hard to have, not hard, but everybody out here is trying to have a baby. But even if you do all the right things, it seems like you will never really get to where you want to be. And it just kind of sucks. You can't really pursue your dreams. Not even your dreams, just your ambitions. Just from the lack of capital. Shoot, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I can't be a veterinarian. Can't afford the classes. I could afford the school when I was 18. But now that I'm 30, unless I'm Hispanic, Latino, or Latinx, I ain't gonna be able to get, or a black woman. If I was a black woman, I'd get a scholarship. But ain't nobody out here jumping up and tap black dudes. I literally hit an 18-wheeler and it was like pulling teeth to get help. So, yeah. Oh, God. So let's go back into this article. I kind of ranted on a little bit. The package does have a provision that would give some monetary relief. See, monetary relief and financial compensation are not the same. Financial relief sounds like you're in straits. Financial compensation sounds like you're getting paid for something that's owed. Monetary relief is what your mom gives you when you're low on the rent, and you gotta pay her ass back. Deals with property takings. Restore property taken during race-based uses of eminent domain to its original owners, or provide another effective remedy where appropriate, such as restitution or compensation. So if you're one of those black folks that got your land taken by the city, or you got swindled out it by the local real estate guys, yeah, you might be able to get your land back, but are you gonna be able to keep it? You gonna pay the property taxes on it? And then where appropriate, such as restitution or compensation. So let's say restitution. What are they going to do? So we can't give you this back because let's say we have a government building on it, or the post office is on this land or something like that. So we're just going to give you a lump sum of money for that amount of money, and then you got to split it amongst your family. That's going to suck. That's really going to suck. Black lawmakers are already anticipating an uphill battle. They anticipate spending many hours to educate fellow legislators and convince them to pass the bills. This is stupid. Democratic Assemblyman Corey Jackson represents the district north of San Diego. He just represents a district north of San Diego? They don't have anything more specific than that? Is proposing asking voters to change California's constitution to allow the state to fund programs aimed at increasing the life expectancy of, improving educational outcomes for, or lifting out of poverty specific groups based on race, color, ethnicity, national origin, or marginalized genders, sexes, or sexual orientations. I would expect that they already have that, with the fact that, if I'm an illegal migrant, I can go to California and I can get full state benefits. I can go be a police officer. What? Well, I'm not getting it. because you already have specific programs based on race. Because when I tried to get emergency Medicaid, well, no, this is in Texas, but maybe it would be different in California. Never know. I got to do the research on that one. Don't want to say nothing that ain't true. Oh man, the plan could face a similar constitutional challenge like the one that ultimately dismantled affirmative action. What do you mean affirmative action? White women are still out here getting the number one benefits from affirmative action. Other proposals include protections for natural and protective hairstyles in all competitive sports. I don't. Why are black folks the only ones that got to come out with hair bills? Why are we the only ones that got to protect our hair? Got to come up with legislation. We have to waste taxpayer dollars and time to talk about legislation to protect my hair for being called nappy, or they don't like it, or what. I don't get it. What is it? Is it just white folks doing that? Like that's really messed up, bro. That we that persecuted on our hairstyles. At least that's how they feel out there. I just feel like that's not. That's like something you get your daddy to handle. Like if my kid got kicked out of school for having cornrows. Yeah, I go have a talk with that school, and then I send my kid back to school with cornrows every day. Because I don't see no one telling nobody else they can't wear their hair like in a normal hairstyle that affirms with their culture. I mean, ain't nobody sending white folks home for getting cornrows. Haven't seen that one yet. I don't know, locks. White folks got locks. I seen it. And a formal apology by the governor and legislature for the state's role in human rights violations and crimes against humanity on African slaves and their descendants. The caucus will flesh out the package in the coming weeks. Woo! This isn't going to amount to anything. If anything, this is just going to make it to where Africans get some money or something. I don't know. I just don't see this working out in black folks' favor, California blacks' favor. But if you live in California, what do you think? You think that this actually will work out, that the California Black Caucus has your best interest in mind? Because from looking at it, it seems like they're vague and it seems like they're focused on on education, civil rights, and criminal justice. And I'm like, that's some Booker T. Washington bullshit. The only way for us to be to be successful in America is to be the most well educated. That's not freaking true. There's so many millionaires, tradesmen, that literally just know how to do the dang job, that are able to survive and have a family and provide and do what they need to do. This is why this is a lie. This is all just a big farce. Reparations is cash. I mean, it's cash that would be sent out the same way they sent out those $1,400 checks. I can go literally on the internet and see that my family came out of Mississippi. Literally. And you know what's messed up? Anytime they try to point out that you got a slave owner in your family, guess what? It's probably not by choice. LeVar Burton talking about, did you know your great-great-great-great-granddaddy was a slave owner? Yeah, half of our great-great-great-granddaddies were slave owners. You know why? Because they raped our great-great-great-grandmothers. So, think about that.